So this morning on KDKA radio in Pittsburgh, they were having a discussion about the possibility of providing public restrooms in downtown Pittsburgh. Now, what caught my eye automatically, in my ear automatically, is, are they talking about the public or are they talking about homeless people? Now, I understand both sides of the argument perfectly. I understand why homeless people would certainly want to have access to public restrooms. You may not believe this, but homeless people go to the bathroom too. So why not have a public restroom for them? And then on the opposite side of that are the folks who work in downtown Pittsburgh and do not want having to put up with filth, drug use, even, sexual acts. You'd be surprised what goes on in these public bathrooms. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't know, or maybe some of you do, some of you that are still homeless up there. When I was there, the deal was this. There were at least 3 places in downtown Pittsburgh you could use to go to the bathroom and nobody would give you a hard time. One was the Burlington Coat Factory on Smithfield Street. That had a public restroom, but it was always under constant attack by homeless people who were pigs and had no regard for other people. There'd be shit on the floor, there'd be vomit, you'd even find hypodermic needles. Okay, so that got shut down. You have something there that's nice and something that's useful for all the rest of the homeless people who aren't shooting up and using drugs, because that's not the case with every homeless person. That got shut down, and as far as I know, I think it still is. Well, it's not Burlington no more, I don't think. I think there's something else in there now. And then in the Highmark building on 5th Avenue, when you walked into the Highmark building, they had a food corridor there. As soon as you walked in, you had to walk up these flights of stairs, and there was a food court up there. Now, before COVID hit, there was public restrooms. As soon as you walked up to the steps and you hung or left, down the hall, there were restrooms down there. And, those were shut down, I think, a little bit before COVID hit. So, to my knowledge, I don't even know if they're open anymore, because I don't think that there's a lot of restaurants there, because when COVID hit, it put a lot of those restaurants in the Highmark building out of business. And I don't know if a lot of them have resurfaced or repurposed, or if something else came in there to take its place. I don't know, because I haven't been in there for a couple of years, so I couldn't tell you. If you know, leave a comment below the video and let us know what's going on up there, because I really honestly don't know. And then there was on the north side, they had a portable John there, porta potty. And some guy used to lock himself up in there and scream all day. So obviously that wasn't used a lot. So they got rid of that. I don't think that's still anymore. It was one of the parks. It was right, I think, in front, if I remember correctly, I think it was in front of the Allegheny General Hospital, in that park across the street from the hospital. And then there was another one in Point State Park, down from Point State Park. If you're walking towards Penn Avenue, they had one there. And that one, I used to hold my breath going in there, because I was either scared that I was going to find shit all over the place, which in many cases I did, or I was scared to death that I was going to find somebody who OD'd and was just laying on a toilet there dead. I mean, it was a very scary experience. So I get that there's a concern for this, and I also understand the city probably doesn't want, remember, this is just a suggestion, and the city doesn't want to pay to have porta potties all over the place, because those things aren't free. They have to pay for them. They're rented, and they also are going to have to be maintained. And if you've watched my videos thus far, you understand that I have revealed to you several times, in fact many times, homeless people are not very cooperative when it comes to public facilities. They have very little disregard for most things that you are supposed to comply with, right? So this is a touchy subject. I don't know how this is going to be corrected. I can tell you this, depending on where you are in downtown Pittsburgh, some of the churches are open there during the day. You can use the restrooms there. They're open for prayer. You can come in and, have adoration and prayer, whatever you want, self-reflection. And if you know your way around the old church, you might be able to use their bathroom. It's Most of them, the old churches, are most of the bathrooms are located downstairs, so you're not going to have a problem. The 2 restrooms at Point State Park are open at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know what time they close. They probably close around sunset or something. They don't keep them open all night, but they do open them up early in the morning. So depending on where you are in Pittsburgh, if the need arises and you can, not, hold it to the fact where you're going to have an accident in your pants, you can find a restroom if you put yourself in contact with the right people and with the right places. It never fails. Every time I make a video, there's always somebody got to make a noise. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting in a park here, and there's always somebody wanting to make noise. So anyways, that's about all the options most people have for places to relieve themselves in downtown Pittsburgh. And if you're worried about junkies completely clogging those facilities, I would remind you that junkies are going to shoot up no matter what. Junkies are such professionals that they can shoot up right in front of you and you don't even see them doing it. So that's not going to prevent anything. It's not going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better. It's not going to make it less better. So if that's people's concern, they need to argue up a little bit better than that. They need to ante up their contention and provide us with a more cogent suggestion, because that's not one. People are going to get high. People are going to get drunk no matter where they're at in that city. They're going to sleep on the ground. They're going to sleep in filth. Just like what you see in that one video that I put in my community page concerning Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia. If you haven't seen that video, you need to click on it. It's in the community section of my channel. And Pittsburgh is turning slowly into that. Having public restrooms available or not available is not going to change that. So I'd love to hear your view on this. Like, comment, let me know what you think down below this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. I've got a lot of surprises in store. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you to all the newcomers. Spread the word, and I will see you in the next one. Fall's coming. I can feel the air already here in Pennsylvania, and if you look at some of these trees here, the leaves are starting to turn a golden yellow already. I'm looking forward to fall. All right, guys.